Happy Friday, Ronchar Ranchers. I hope everybody had a wonderful week. We're here at the scene of the crime. The boys. I don't even know how they did it, honestly. I don't know how they did it without hurting themselves. Because obviously there's nails in it and everything. And the actual piece of wood was over by the fence, which is over here. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure that this one is the culprit. Charlie likes to play with stuff, but he knows better than to rip stuff off the wall. But this one might have been him. So how is Louie doing this week? Louie, we started with the APF Pro. And then we also started with Hoof RX from CES, which is the same company that he's getting his Vitality from. Martha had told us it would be a good idea when we first talked to her to add it in, have it part of the regiment. But I decided to hold off on that. And now I have added it in, and we're only 2 days in. So, we haven't seen a massive change. But he is doing well. As you can see, he's eating well. But, and his, they must have been playing because he's got some scuff marks on him that weren't there. They were there this morning because they did go out on the second pasture today because it has been sunny and it was super cold this morning, but then it got up to 30 some odd degrees. So they were out and about. And, but other than that, I had a conversation with Dr. Lauren about him, and we are going to go with this protocol and see if anything improves. He was, having some head issues earlier today, when I was getting things ready with food and stuff. He dropped his head and he wanted me to rub his head. So, and like I've mentioned before, there's a difference with him when he just wants his head scratched and when something is bothering him with his head. So, it wasn't a long one, which you can tell when his head is really bothering him. But you could definitely tell that, he was in some discomfort with his head. So hopefully the APF Pro and the Hoof RX will kick in and help him with that. But like I was mentioning, sorry, I got off track. Dr. Lauren and I did have a conversation that we were going to stay with this regiment. We're also going to, hopefully get his teeth done fairly soon. And, then when the weather warms up and she's able to sedate, if he's not better, then we are going to talk about scoping him and seeing if there's not something going on with his guttural pouch. Or, her just coming over and seeing him and seeing if maybe she sees something different. But that's the course of action right now. And he's still pretty stiff when he's walking around. So I'm hoping that, a little warmer weather. It's supposed to be 50 tomorrow and 60 on Sunday. Of course, we're supposed to have gale force winds, but at least a little warmer is gonna loosen him up a little bit. And also the Hoof RX and the APF Pro. So one of the things with the APF Pro is it's supposed to calm him down a little bit. It's supposed to help with his immune system, so he's not always at, top flight all the time. It's not like a downer or anything. It just brings his cortisol levels down, so he's not as anxious and flighty. And then the Hoof RX is helping with opening up his blood vessels so that the medication can go throughout his body better. It also has a ton of vitamin E, which is also very important for his EPM. And, Dr. Lauren and I also talked that, the damage may be done with Louie, and that, he is never going to be completely better. And what I voiced my concerns that, if he's not rideable ever again, that's more than fine. His leg tremors, could care less about that either. We've had enough horses with leg issues that, him having, a few tremors or whatever, isn't that big of a deal. But my main concern is with his head. To constantly have a headache, and discomfort is not, it is not what I'm shooting for. If the lesser of two evils, I want the headaches gone, and I will live with the leg issues. But, we're not there yet, but we have to have those discussions because we have to be realistic on, when we've gone as far as we can go, and this is just, that's just how he's going to be. So I'm not there yet. We haven't exhausted everything yet. So we're gonna keep plugging away and hoping that this new cocktail of of medication is going to do something. So for those keeping track at home, he is on 8 different things, 8 different supplements, 8 different medications. So, we're throwing everything that we can at him to get his body to regenerate itself. So he's on the 4 immunobiome supplements, which is Nerve Boost, Spine and Nerve, Super Concentrate, and Lean Muscle. Then he's on, he's on 9 because I forgot Vitality, and now he's on Hoof RX. He's on APF Pro, KIS, Trace Minerals, and he's on the Salt. So that actually makes 10. So yeah, he's on 10 different things, 9 or 10 different things that we're trying to make him feel better. So it's not cheap. I won't lie. It's, his regiment is expensive. But, we do what we have to do. It's to get him better. And we hopefully will get to the point that we are able to back off some of the stuff that he's taking, so that, he's not going to be on as much, or, he may still always be on the 10 different things, but not the same quantity that we can start backing it off. We had been talking about before with Martha about starting doing it before he had his setback. Obviously we didn't do it. So that's in the cards too. But right now it is quite expensive, his medication, and but we do what we got to do. Allison is going to come in on Sunday because it's going to be nice. It's supposed to be in the 60s. So she's going to come in and do a massage treatment on him, which Louie enjoys. And actually, Louie enjoys very much visiting with Allison. So it will be nice for her to come and see him. It's also nice to have another set of eyes. I see him every day, and it's sometimes difficult to see the changes. Fortunately with the Facebook Live, I'm able to look back and some of the other videos that I've taken for like Dr. Lauren, and see the changes in him. But I'm most concerned with, his top line and his muscle mass. I think he's holding pretty well. But like I said, it's always good to have another set of eyes to say no or yes. But other than that, I actually might do a Facebook Live with Allison on Sunday so that you guys get to meet her, and she can talk a little bit about what she's doing for Louie, and maybe do a little bit of Facebook Live while she's doing it. I haven't talked to her about that, but we'll see if she's game or not. We'll also see what the weather conditions are, because if there are gale force winds when she's here, that's probably not the best idea to be not having full attention on on Louie in case he gets kind of spooked with the wind, which he tend to get a little flighty about it. But Ronchar Ranchers, that is all that I have for this week. Hopefully we will see you on Sunday. If not, I will at least have I'll post some pictures of what she's doing with him and then an explanation. I hope you guys are all well. Have a wonderful weekend. If you're in Western New York, try and enjoy the warmer weather. That's all, guys. Be well, be safe, and talk to you next week.